I'll tell you the story. So I've been involved, and you can see I'm involved in youth sports, and I've been involved for about 6 or 7 years, right? And I had a group of kids that I played with, and Matt McKenzie, who's Cooper's trainer, called me up and said, I got this kid who's 13 years old that can play with the University of Maine kids. And I'm like, there's no way. I know the levels. I know what a 13-year-old is, and I know what a kid, a 22, 21-year-old in college, whether it's Maine is wherever level, I know what that looks like. I remember when I first went to junior college, I struggled with the physicality of the game. How is a 13-year-old going to be able to do this? But I called Matt. Matt called me, and I said, you know what, bring him down. So, Kelly and Ralph and Cooper, they drove all the way down, and it's not a short drive, right? And I was blown away by, the way he holds processes. And he's a lanky, 16, or no, I think at the time he was a 14-year-old kid, and I could not believe his processor, we would call it, his ability to see the game, manipulate the game, get to where he needs to, find an open shooter in the corner. That's not what you typically see from at the time he was a 6'6" kid. That's not what you see at a 6'6" kid at 14 years old. And right away, I told the parents, I said, listen, you might think I'm crazy, but I've seen a lot of NBA players. I'm around NBA players. No one processes, only the elite process the game the way he does. And right away I said, what do you need from me? And they're like, he would love to go to Duke. Done, I'll call John Shire tomorrow. And I texted John Shire, I connected him, and I asked some guys over at the Celtics, the scouts, like, what do you do if you have a phenom? Call USA Basketball. So I call USA Basketball, and they're like, this year's team has to be, they're usually going to be juniors and going to be seniors. So it's going to be really hard for Cooper Flagg to make the team, but on your word, we'll bring him in. He ended up making the team. He ended up getting MVP of the team. So I just kind of fast forwarded the process, went up to Maine a lot. Matt McKenzie would run a camp. I would work from 8 to 1, and then I'd go hit the lake afterwards. But along the way, we'd work out with all the Maine United guys. And I've always been super impressed with Cooper from the very start.